Hey guys, so just making a video today to make people aware that I created quite a few courses, practice tests on Udemy, and on Udemy at the moment all courses are on discount for $9.99. I just put one up, but I've got a whole bunch of them on AI governance, and the one I did today people will probably find interesting is that some people probably don't realise that there's quite a bit of difference in the pay scales in working in AI governance, and so we're going to break down. If you've ever wondered why two people with the same AI governance job title can earn salaries that differ by more than $100,000, this video is for you. Today we're breaking down the exact skills that actually increase AI governance salaries based on real industry data, hiring patterns, and what companies are paying for right now. But I'll put a link to all my courses so you can check them out. They're basically all on, well, most of them are on AI governance and emerging threats. So they get you ready for interviews. If you do the practice tests, you just doing the practice tests, you'll learn all about, regulations, frameworks, AI frameworks, compliance, etc. Okay, so it's a sort of you're doing about four things in one when you take the courses, practice tests, because you're preparing for an interview, you're learning, and you've got the practice tests to go over and over and over, and they're all in one bunch. They're in batches, so you can just, it's like a one-stop shop basically. The truth is that AI governance isn't one job, it's a cluster of roles with widely different expectations, and the people who understand the salary multipliers. So what are the salary multipliers and the skills that companies really pay for? And what are the ones who move up the fastest? Okay, well, the first salary multiplier is the industry you work in. Academia, if you work in university, schools, colleges, they pay around, now this is in American dollars, they pay around $85,000. Government roles sit closer to 120. Manufacturing and engineering hover around 150, but software and tech, especially companies building or deploying advanced AI, can push well above 230,000. Okay, same job title, completely different compensation. Why? Because the risk, the stakes, and the AI maturity levels are totally different. Second salary multiplier is technical depth. And no, you don't need to be a machine learning engineer, but you do need to understand how models are trained, where bias enters the pipeline, and how data flows through a system. Governance professionals who can speak the language of engineers, even at a conceptual level, consistently earn $20,000 to $40,000 more. Not because they write code, but because they can evaluate risk and collaborate effectively. The third salary multiplier is regulatory specialization. So, if just pick a AI framework, there's lots to choose from. There's the EU AI Act and NIST AI Risk Management Framework. The ones more specific to this US are California SB 53 and the New York Bias Audit Law are becoming well known frameworks. And of course, general privacy knowledge like GDPR is now, everybody should know those. But what you want to do is get deep understanding of one of these, okay? Choose one, go deep on it, okay? And the final fourth multiplier, salary multiplier, is company AI maturity. Now this one is probably obvious to everyone. The fourth multiplier is the AI maturity of the company you join. Early stage startups often treat governance as a checkbox. Mature AI companies and frontier labs treat it as core function. And I noticed just got a email the other day from Microsoft, and it said they did one of their latest blogs said, what was the title of it? Security is above all else. So they're putting security above all else, and included in that security above all else is, obviously has to be AI governance. Overseeing what AI is doing, agentic AI. So if a company is deploying high risk or high impact AI systems, they need governance professionals who can operate at that level. Now the fifth multiplier is communication skills. And I think, don't want to talk for everyone obviously, but I think most of us can and probably do with a few more communication skills. But I think basically in this, but across the board, in this arena, doing things like be able to explain complicated AI governance concepts to, people that are not generally mixed up in that a lot. So stakeholders, some consumers of, your products or whatever they might be, third party suppliers, just, of course, shareholders, etc. So this multiplier amplifies everything else. Okay, communication amplifies everything else. The ability to translate technical risk into clear, actionable language for executives is one of the most valuable skills in the field, guys. Okay. Now, you wouldn't think so, but companies probably put equal, if not more, well, at least equal emphasis when they're hiring people or whatever on communication skills, okay? So the ability to translate technical risk into clear, actionable language for executives is one of the most valuable skills in the field. People who can brief leaders, simplify complexity and build alignment across teams consistently earn more. Communication is the force multiplier that turns knowledge into influence. So, if you want to increase your earning potential at AI governance, focus on these talking about communication skills, focus on these 5 areas: industry technical depth, regulatory specialization, company maturity, and communication. These are the levers that actually move salary, guys. If you want to test your understanding of these concepts, I've created a full practice test course. Practice test. It's basically a whole bunch, 50 so far, but I'm planning on doing probably 200. That walks you through all 5 salary multipliers with scenario-based questions. It's linked below, as one link will link you to all my courses. This one might not be for you. I've got 6 or 7 other courses on AI governance. I've also got one on, if you're interested in if you're about to do the, the CompTIA CYSA Sizer Plus exam. I think it's the, CS003 at the moment. If you're about to launch into doing that exam and you're studying for it. One of the most important things in that is logs. Reading logs, analysing logs. So I've got a practice test just on logs, guys. Okay? Or if you're planning on doing, if you're into IAM, Identity and Access Management, and particularly Microsoft SC300, I have practice tests for that, but they are not generic like most other SC300 practice questions. I have added images. I tell you how you can listen to it audibly if you prefer listening to things. So I have images, and I concentrate on the areas that I found most difficult and confusing in the exam, okay? And basically just on those, for instance, like a lot of people get caught up with between Azure, just the normal Azure, and Entra ID, and Azure Resources and Entra ID. Azure is more for the resources, so you got management, the hierarchy of management, subscriptions, resource management, and resources, resource groups and resources. But Entra ID is more for identity, authentication, okay? So I've got questions on that, the most tricky ones that I've found doing that exam, and when I was studying for that, I noticed that most practice exams are very generic, and they don't go into what I found the most confusing areas. Managed identity, identity management, I can't remember offhand, but a lot of it is, I found, pretty, and I couldn't get my head around it, because, when I did the exam too, like I was coming at, and why I created them for that the S300 was because, I tried to fill a gap in the market where if people want to go straight and get the SC300, okay, which is tricky to do, I probably wouldn't advise it. The SC300 is more for people that I would say that actually work in the job already and they just want to get the ticket, okay? It's one of the most challenging exams I've ever done so far. It's not one to be taken lightly, and people have and they've failed. I watched a guy who's a systems administrator in Azure, working with Azure, and he didn't pass. Okay, so don't take that exam lightly. And there's a lot to learn. And they're all, the other thing, guys, they're all scenario-based questions. It's not multiple choice. You know, you can have 2 or 3 pages with scenarios of this company's doing that, this one's supplying that. These people want to come in and join the company, but they only want to join for so long. And so what the best security setup for these people, and etc. and etc. and etc. Sorry to go on about that, but you know, if you're interested in Microsoft, especially identity management and even the AZ500 are all excellent to get. But anyway, that's it, and I'll leave a link to, like I say, my courses. And at the moment, every course in LinkedIn, it's not just me, but my courses, but every course, people probably know that every now and then Udemy drops all the prices to $9.99. So all my courses are $9.99 at the moment, guys. I'll leave a link below. Cheers. Subscribe if you like this, and drop a comment of what you think. You know, let me know if you're planning on getting into AI governance, or if you're doing the SC300 Microsoft, or if you're doing the CompTIA Sizer Plus.